Drew Sports presents NFC Prop Bets. Hello everyone, we are back again. NFL season starts tomorrow. I gave you the AFC Prop Bets yesterday. We have the NFC Prop Bets coming today. You know, I'm just here handing out winners for you. But you guys have to pony up on it. You have to coattail me. I am the ambassador of winning. And that's what I'm here to do for you today, is win, win, win. You ready? Same thing as the AFC. I got two awesome prop bets from every division in the NFC, just like the AFC. I'm going to stop talking. We're going to get to it. All right. Oh, we're skipping through the NFC North, NFC East, and NFC North. Here we go, since it fell off. All right, stay with me. NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys to win the division. Yes, I am taking the Cowboys, begrudgingly. But I actually do like the Cowboys. I think they have by far the best unit of any team in the division. I think Washington, WFT, Washington Football Team, don't call them that. I think their defense is good, but also a little overrated. I think they took advantage of a very favorable schedule last season to play at the level they did. And I think the Cowboys offense with Dak Prescott returning is going to be pretty awesome this year. Take the Cowboys plus 150. That's actually some really good odds. Usually, actually, the Dallas Cowboys, because of just how public they are very inflated. This year, they are not. Plus 150. Think that's good odds to win the division. Jump on it. And then the Eagles under 7 wins, minus 125. I am not buying Nick Sirianni. No offense, Jalen Hurts. He could make some dynamic plays. I'm not buying him either. I just think the Eagles are going to be one of the worst football teams in the league. I contemplated picking the Eagles for worst record, but, you know, the Texans and Lions still play in the NFL. So I am going to just go with the under 7 wins. All right, get out of my life. Let's go to the NFC North, if you can see that. The Vikings to make the playoffs, plus 115. I love that I am getting plus odds with the Minnesota Vikings. I know a lot of people are like, 4 teams from the NFC West are going to make the playoffs. I think it's 3. We'll talk about the NFC West in a minute. I think it's 3 teams from the NFC West makes the playoffs, and the Vikings snag the other wild card. They could win the division if there's a little bit of drama. You don't want no drama in Green Bay. But for now, I am going to say Minnesota make the playoffs plus 115. I love those odds for the Vikings. And then Jared Goff, over 22 touchdown passes, and hedge it with 4,000 passing yards going over. That's plus 292. This is an amazing bet. And the reason why it is, the Lions are going to be getting their teeth kicked in a lot this year. Jared Goff's going to be playing from behind a lot. So all I need for Jared Goff to do is average about 225 passing yards and a little more than a touchdown a game. I think even with a weak receiving corps, I think that Jared Goff can definitely do that throughout the season because the Lions are going to be losing in a lot of games and throwing the ball a lot this season because their defense is bad. Their receivers are bad. They'll be trying to bite kneecaps, but biting kneecaps doesn't win you football games. Touchdowns do. Anyways, Jared Goff's going to throw some touchdowns with them losing. Watch him have like a bunch of 340 yards, 3 touchdown, 2 interception games this season. And the Lions lose to the Packers 48-21. Anyways, sorry Lions fans. I'm sorry. NFC South. I love this bet. Tom Brady getting even odds on this because everybody loves to go over. Guess what? I'm going under on you, old man. Under 37 touchdowns. Why? Because the Bucs are going to be better than they were last year. Which means they're going to be winning a lot of games. Which means Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette are going to be running the football a lot. Which means that, guess what? Thomas Edward Brady is not going to be throwing the ball as much. So I think under 37 touchdowns is a pretty safe bet. Even if he throws 35 touchdowns, which is one hell of a football season, he still gets the under. Give me under 37 touchdowns plus 100. Also, the Atlanta Falcons are going to be one of the most fun football teams to watch this season. Thank you, John Boyce, I must say, for the Dorktown episode of the History of the Atlanta Falcons. Just kind of advertising something else from Secret Base to watch on YouTube, the History of the Atlanta Falcons. It was great. But Matt Ryan really is, if you watch that piece, if you've read the history of the Falcons, if you just know anything about Matt Ryan, he's always been a very underrated quarterback. A lot of the Falcons' problems is not Matt Ryan. I don't think the Falcons are a playoff team. But I think the over, I was tempted to take the over for the Falcons, but I actually think they'll probably be right around their number of 7, but they're definitely going to win more than 4 games than the 4 games they did last season. But take Matt Ryan over 27.5 touchdowns. There's great odds with that. And that's actually minus 115. Sorry I didn't put that there. Minus 115 for the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan over 27.5 touchdowns. I feel like that is a winner. And lastly is the NFC West, the most competitive division in football. I love Russell Wilson this season. I think Russell Wilson, I know, yap in the offseason. Oh, you know, they're not blocking for me, blah, blah, blah. Whatever about that. DK Metcalf is an ascending superstar. Chris Carson and Rashad Penny are both back and healthy. The offensive line is vastly overrated. I actually think it's the best Seahawks offensive line they've had in a long time. I think the Seahawks are going to score a hell of a lot of points this year. Russell Wilson, 20-1 to win the MVP. At least put a little nugget on it, because you know that last season, until he kind of collapsed in the second half, the offensive line got a little banged up. DK Metcalf forgot how to catch the football. I'm pretty sure he worked on that in the offseason. You know, he wasn't just hitting the gym. I'm sure he was also, you know, not just working on that physique. I think he was also working on catching the football. I like Russell Wilson to be the MVP this year. I think the Seahawks win the division, but I think the odds with them and the Rams is not good enough, and it could go either way. I did pick Seattle to win the division over the Rams, but if the Rams win the division, this is definitely going to be the tightest first and second place in the division. Arizona, I think, sneaks in as a wild card. Kyler Murray has an ascending season, becomes a star, but Arizona is just not good enough to handle the Seahawks and Rams. The team I am out on, everybody. You read Peter King, Colin Cowherd. You read any big personality in sports, everybody loves the 49ers this year. A lot of it has to do with the schedule. I am out on the 49ers in 2021. I think that Jimmy Garoppolo is playing with a lack of confidence. I don't think Trey Lance is ready. I actually think that I think they're going to sneak by in Detroit in week 1. I'm actually like Detroit plus 7.5. That's probably one of my 6-7 best picks of the week. And everybody's like, holy crap, the Niners are not as good as we think, which they're not going to be. I actually think Trey Lance is going to be the real deal. I think that Trey Lance could be the best quarterback in this group. I think there's a good chance. But I think for this year, I think Lance and the Niners struggle a little bit. Still think the Niners aren't going to be terrible. I just have them missing the playoffs, plus 165. I mean, that's great odds for a team I know that dealt with a lot of injuries last year, but still was 6-10 and was, if you go by the metrics, they still were the worst team in the NFC West. Even before Jimmy G got hurt, they were the worst team in the NFC West last year. So I'm going to take the Niners plus 165. These are actually 2 of my favorite bets on the board. That one and the Matt Ryan. I think the Matt Ryan is easy money, over 27.5 touchdowns. All we need is Matt Ryan to do what he's done his whole career, knock on wood, is stay healthy, and we got it. Anyways, thank you, everyone. Like, subscribe, follow me at Drew Sports, Sports2 with Drew, Facebook page, and at Stu Drew on Twitter. Love you guys. We'll be back a lot more this week. We got a lot more coming. The football season hasn't started yet. I will have my playoff predictions coming to you first thing tomorrow morning. Then also tomorrow, we'll also have a little bit of a song for our Thursday night pick because the season starts tomorrow. I cannot wait. Y'all have a wonderful day.